Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, my name is Clarissa. I love to post tarot pick a card readings on this channel. Eventually I'll get more into like astrology, numerology, human design, things like that. Some of those things I'd like to dive in a little bit more and study a little bit more before I share, a lot of information with you guys. I feel like I'm pretty well versed in astrology. I've been kind of studying astrology since I was a little kid. And I first found out about it probably like 8 or 9 years old, but I'm still not like the most knowledgeable person on astrology. But I'd love to provide more of that information as, the time calls for it, as the time comes. But for today, we have a pick a card reading for you that's going to be focused on self-care. And if you hear that jingling in the background, that is my cat, Luna. I am filming up. Here she is. She decided to get in camera angle. Thanks, Lou. I am filming today in our office area, which is like technically her room, like her cat tower and everything is in here. You may hear my dog snoring in the background. I'm filming on a day, again, during the week when I'm off and my husband is at work. So both of them just kind of want to be in the room, for the vibes, I guess. I don't know. But sorry, I kind of got distracted there. Today's pick a card reading is all about what you need to know right now to better provide yourself with the care, the love, the nurturing that you need. So this is really focused around, self-care and what you can do right now to provide yourself with that love and that care that your soul is calling for, that your body is calling for, what you need in order for you to recharge, what you need in order for you to advance and to grow and to learn. So anyway, that was essentially what I was wanting to channel for you guys today from spirit, from the universe, maybe even from your own soul, whatever is reaching out and presenting me with messages. That's what I wanted to present you guys with today. So I hope that you find this reading super helpful. And my goal is that you'll be able to walk away with some knowledge about how to better care for yourself, kind of what you're needing in this situation that you may be going through. So I have some different lighters today. I've done lighters before. I have quite a few lighters, and I think I mentioned this previously, but whenever I see a cool lighter, I always buy it. My husband's kind of the same way. We'll like be, at a gas station or something. If we see a cool lighter, we'll buy it. Bic always tends to do like pretty cool collaborations and like designs on their lighters now, which we love it. We love to see it. We love a pretty lighter, for the aesthetics. So, sorry, again, if you hear jingling and crunching in the background, that's my cat. So for pile number 1 today, I have this really, really pretty, it honestly like reminds me of a galaxy, but also like reminds me of the ocean at the same time. It's this blue swirled lighter. They're like these, it looks like they're like stars almost in it. I don't know for sure what this is supposed to represent, but it's really pretty nonetheless. I'm sure that you can appreciate how beautiful it is. So anyway, this will be the lighter that's signifying pile number 1. And then these cards are actually from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. And the card that you're seeing here will also be associated with your reading. For pile number 2, my husband actually got this one for me. Very pretty, like one of those old-fashioned lighters that you have to like crank up like this. Literally looks like somebody reaching their hand out into the cosmos. We love it. Very, very pretty. And the gold, I mean, come on, it's like heavy duty thing too, really cute. So this one will be for pile number 2. And then for pile number 3, we have like another marbled lighter with like, looks like there's like gold specks in it. Really pretty, lots of different colors. So again, whichever one you are the most drawn to, I'm hoping that that will be the pile for you today. So please, take some time, pause the video, really tap into your intuition and what you're feeling the most drawn to. I've said this before, I really don't believe that we pick piles incorrectly. I feel like there's always some sort of message within that pile that you need to hear. So just take a minute, really kind of tune in, see what pile is the most appropriate for you, what you're being the most drawn to. And then once you have that figured out and you've picked your pile, you can go down to the description box and there will be timestamps for your specific pile. And I will see you guys there. Okay, thank you so much for watching. All right, hello there, pile number 1. If you picked this lovely, like I said, ocean, cosmos, I don't even know exactly what it's supposed to represent. I feel like it can represent whatever you want it to, but this beautiful marbled blue lighter, then this reading is for you. So we're going to go ahead and get into your reading. I have your tarot cards laid out here. I'm going to go ahead and flip this self-care card here so we can get a little bit more insight. So you have number 33, make a vision board, which we love. We love a vision board. I'm being 100% serious. I actually have a vision board in my room over my bed with my husband. It's actually like on my side over my like nightstand table. And I love having it there. I love being able to look at it every single day. And so Spirit is really calling you right now to kind of tap into what it is that you're wanting, what it is you're wanting to manifest, what it is you're wanting to bring about in your life, and put it on a board, put it in a space so that you can see it every day. I think the most important thing with a vision, or with a vision board, Mercury is in Gatorade today, so here we are, stumbling over our words, unable to find them, so excuse me today. But yeah, so as I was saying, I think Spirit is really calling on you to try and figure out what it is exactly that you want. Define what it is that you want, what you're wanting to go after, what you want to accomplish for the rest of this year, for the rest of this month. Typically vision boards I feel like are made for that year. I made mine actually New Year's Eve of 2021. It was my fun little project I did on that day. But you can make a vision board at any point in time. It doesn't have to be the beginning of the year. Just important for you to print out images that really resonate with you, that you're wanting to bring forth for yourself this year, and put it in a place where you can see it every day. It's just really important that you actually visually see your vision board every day. And there's something about putting one together by hand. Previously I had vision boards that I had kind of put together digitally, that like I had through Pinterest or whatever. And don't get me wrong, like I think those can be very helpful for some people, but for the vast majority of us, I feel like being able to actually like put those things together, use your hands, glue things down. Actually, Vanessa Samaina here on YouTube had a really good vision board video. I believe it was actually towards the end of 2021, so you could look into that. I actually kind of followed some of her advice on that. Loved that. She had mentioned, like, one thing that I had never done before is she actually like got a canvas and she painted the canvas, and I did that this year and I really enjoyed that. There was something like very cathartic about painting over the canvas and then getting everything ready to actually like glue the images down. I just used like printer paper and made sure that I was like stocked up on colored ink, but do whatever works for you. But I think Spirit is saying, in order for you to kind of manifest what you're wanting, really try and visualize those things and make sure that it's something that you actually look at every single day. We'll get into, I actually have a couple more of those cards that I received for you from Spirit, but we'll get into this after we go over your tarot. So for your tarot cards today, we have the 3 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Cups. Sorry, these are kind of like stacked up like this. I may actually move over so you can see them a little bit better. We have the 5 of Cups, the 7 of Wands, the 4 of Wands, and then we have the 8 of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So just like right off the bat, this was the first card that flew out. Clearly I'd like keep them in order. And this card flew out, and I saw it because it like flew out the other way, like turned up like this, and I was like, we've got some very like strong, sad energy here, especially with the cards that followed. So as I said, you got the Five of Swords and the Five of Cups, and I just really got like defeated energy. I feel like for a vast majority of you, you just went through a very difficult breakup. I'm getting the message that for some of you, maybe not all of you, this relationship ended due to infidelity on your partner's side. And if that is the case, my heart really goes out to you. I'm so sorry that you went through that. That can be very devastating, especially when you have put a lot of your trust and loyalty into a relationship, into a partnership with someone, and they betray you in that way. It can be very devastating, very hard to get over. I feel like, though, for some of you, with the way the Five of Swords is depicted here, that you had to walk away from the situation. Like, it was a lose-lose kind of situation, right? Like, nobody was seeing eye to eye in this relationship anymore, and it was just best for you to walk away, but that didn't mean it wasn't difficult. And with the way that this card is depicted, I feel like this may have been even more difficult for you, because for some of you, I feel like your partner moved on very quickly. Your partner may even already be in a relationship with somebody else, and that hurts. Like, that really hurts, especially if you were together for a long time, which I'm feeling like you were, or this was a very like significant relationship for you. Maybe you had been with this person since like high school or college, very like formative years. But I'm just getting such a sense of like loss and betrayal and just hurt. And, you know, relationships ending can be like very painful anyways. So it could just be me picking up on the energy of the loss of the relationship. And when we are out of a relationship with someone, and when things don't end well, and even when they do end well, sometimes we lose someone, right? Like, essentially, it's like that person kind of goes through a death for us, because they were such a big part of our lives. We were very close with them, and then all of a sudden, they're gone. One day that relationship is over, and we're not talking every day. We're not sharing our lives with that person anymore. And it's hard to come out of a funk sometimes after a relationship like that ends. I'm getting the sense that for a lot of you, you're still in the grieving process with the Five of Cups here. You're still focused on what you lost, and you're not really able to see at this point what you still have, and what you have, that like what you're able to gain from the loss. So I'm not saying that losing a partner isn't difficult, because it is hard to lose a relationship and to lose such a significant person in your life, but there is light at the end of the tunnel, literally. Like, if you look here, this is actually really cool. So there's a light in here, and it's literally like at the end of a tunnel here that's like, I don't know, in the ground. Again, Mercury is in retrograde. Forgive me, because my words are just not coming through pretty today, but they're coming through. Yeah, there is still light at the end of the tunnel. You know, there is still good to come of this. And, you know, I'm just going to say this. I've said it a million times. If you've been watching my readings, you've probably heard me say this, and you're probably annoyed with me saying it, but the universe works in ways that only benefit you. I know that's hard to believe sometimes when we're going through such a difficult time, but the relationship needed to end, whether it was due to infidelity, whether it was due to you two growing apart, whatever it was. You don't see eye to eye anymore. You're different people growing in different directions. The relationship needed to come to an end. It really did. I'm getting the overwhelming sense that the relationship was holding you back, okay? And it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel sometimes, but there is light still there. There are still opportunities. There are still people there for you and in your corner. And right now I'm getting the message that, you know, it'd be a good time for you to reconnect with your friends. When we're in a relationship, sometimes we get so caught up in the other person that we forget about our own life and the people that were there before that person was. And relationships can be isolating in that way if you allow them to be, if you allow yourself to get so wrapped up in another person that you forget who you are without them. And I feel like Spirit is saying that at this point in time, there are still people here for you. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You'll get through the darkness, and really take some time to reconnect with those people, best friends, siblings, your parents, whoever is a good, strong support system for you. Take the time to reconnect with those people and allow them to be a support system for you. Allow them to help you have fun again, and grieve your relationship as you should. We should all kind of go through those stages of loss and grief when we lose such a big, significant person in our lives, but don't let it overcome you to the point where a year from now you're still grieving the loss of this person. Let yourself work through those emotions now so that you can, a year from now, be in a better mindset, potentially be ready to start dating again and opening up to other people. But yeah, I get the sense that you really kind of need to reconnect with your friends and family and the people that were there for you prior, and allow them to be your support system now. So it's so interesting because this card did come out a little bit later on. I kind of pile them up based off of when they come out, when I'm shuffling, if that makes sense. Again, sorry, Mercury in retrograde. I'm going to say that 85 times this video because it's my excuse for today. So, these cards have a much heavier energy, and I really get the sense too that you are a very intelligent person, that you, another message that I'm getting here is that you don't always allow yourself to feel the feelings. A lot of the time you try to rationalize everything in your brain. And while it's totally fine to do that, we also have to give ourselves the space to feel our feelings. We can't overanalyze and over-rationalize and think, well, if I did this, or if they did this, or if this was different, things would be different. Sometimes things just aren't meant to work out, and it's okay. That's just what happens sometimes. And there's nothing wrong with that. So don't beat yourself up and make yourself feel as if you did something wrong, when relationships go both ways. And it's not always just you, okay? Unless you were the one that was unfaithful. I mean, that kind of triggers things to go off here, but I'm not getting that sense. I'm feeling like, if anything, your partner may have been unfaithful to you. So don't blame yourself and think you could have done things differently to make someone else happy, because you can't, okay? You can't. I do see that you'll be kind of moving into a more beautiful, better stage of your life. I feel like this relationship taught you the importance of protecting your energy and standing your ground. And, if this was a relationship that you had since you were really young, when it's one of our first relationships, we don't always have the knowledge going into it of how to set boundaries and how to have a healthy, happy relationship. And I get the sense that that may have been the case for you. And really, I'm just getting the message here that you need to protect your energy. Don't let somebody else come into your life and drain your energy and take from you in the ways that I feel like maybe you did in this relationship, because I'm also getting the message that maybe you were the person that gave a lot more in this relationship than you received. And I feel like you need to work on protecting yourself currently, protecting your energy, and healing. This card is very interesting to me because it almost looks like her aura is being protected by a bubble here. And so I think that's kind of what you need to do. I think that maybe you need to take on a little bit of hermit energy and just give yourself the opportunity to mourn and recharge. And like I said, it's okay to feel the feelings and be upset about the loss of this individual, the loss of this relationship. And I feel like you really need to do that. I feel like you need to give yourself the opportunity to mourn this loss and move on. And really, like I said, protect your energy, cleanse your energy, especially if you're still in any sort of space that you guys shared together. think it'll be really important for you to cleanse your energy and just take care of yourself, take care of your aura, ground yourself, protect yourself, and don't listen to like the outside comments of other people when it comes to your relationship, because at the end of the day, like, we're the only ones that truly know what our relationship consisted of and the things that happened on a day-to-day basis within our relationship. Other people only see a glimpse of that. So, you know, don't get so wrapped up in like other people's opinions, what people may say to you. I get the feeling that a lot of you guys had like mutual friends with this partner. And, you know, things can be difficult when that happens. Sometimes we lose some friends. Sometimes we, you know, there's a lot of judgment or people talking about our relationship as if they knew it and they didn't, okay? And I'm, like I said, I'm getting the overwhelming sense that they didn't know your relationship the way that they think that they do. So just like protect yourself from those people's opinions. I do see that you will get your joy back with the Four of Wands here. I feel like you're going, and you know, maybe this is also kind of like a message from Spirit to like move your body and like dance. And I find dancing like so therapeutic. Not everybody is like that, especially if you feel like super self-conscious about how you look when you dance, but like just dance around your room, put on some good music, and just like let your body feel the music and feel, I don't know, the joy of being able to move. And you know, this could also mean like exercising and doing things that, again, get our body moving, get our endorphins pumping, things to kind of help lift up our mood. Because while I don't believe exercise cures depression or, you know, us being in a funk all of the time, it does help. It does help kind of uplift our mood. And so I feel like I'm getting that message from Spirit that you need to do that and like share in movement or, you know, in happiness with the people that you love and people that are there to support you. I feel like that's really what Spirit is wanting you to do at this time. I feel like, you know, you're going to have good things coming toward you and you're going to feel like you're recharged and full of life again. I really get the feeling that for most of you, you feel very down in the dumps right now. You feel very kind of like detached from yourself, detached from the world, maybe even detached from your own emotions, but this is only temporary, okay? You're going to get back to this place of feeling full of life again. And like, I feel like good opportunities are going to be coming your way, especially with the Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands is all about like movement, travel. And for some of you, maybe you need to go out and travel and explore. Maybe you were so caught up in this relationship that you hadn't given yourself the opportunity to travel and explore in the ways that you wanted to. Maybe your partner wasn't somebody that enjoyed traveling. Go out and like live. That's the message that I'm like getting overwhelmingly from Spirit, is like, go out and live your life and have fun, and don't focus on being single or being worried even that you won't find another partner. You will, okay? Like, I'm telling you, you're going to. Spirit wants you to just like really enjoy yourself at this time and live vibrantly and allow opportunities to come to you in like these beautiful ways that only the universe can provide us with. And, you know, I get the feeling that you're going to, if you allow yourself to be recharged, like if you allow your energy to recharge, you allow yourself to spend time with people that lift you up, that all of these different opportunities are going to come in for you, and you're going to like go after them with like full speed ahead. Like, you're going to, especially with the Knight of Swords card here, the Knight of Swords is all about quick movement, and so is the Eight of Wands. The Knight of Swords is all about us, you know, just going for something, like not really, you know, diving into anything, I would say, irrationally, but being like, yep, that's for me, and just going for it full force, not, you know, taking time to overthink it, which is interesting with it being like a swords card. But the Knight of Swords is so quick with movement, so fast paced. I don't believe the Knight of Swords to be overly reckless, but the Knight of Swords loves quick movement, is a quick thinker, is somebody that sees what they want and goes after it. And I feel like that's where you're headed toward. And I really love that for you. I just want you to know that you are going to come out of this, you know, depressive episode, out of this state of mind of lack of betrayal, of hurt, and you're gonna have like beautiful things to move toward. Who knows, maybe there's even like a move in your future. Maybe you're gonna move to a different country or a different state or somewhere that you're, you know, just out of your comfort zone. And sometimes it's beautiful to be able to start fresh, okay? So that is what I'm getting for you from the tarot cards here. Let me just take a quick drink of water. Dry mouth. Let's go ahead and look at the other cards that we got for you from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. So we have Intuition, number 28. We have Clear Your Energy Field, number 10. And we have Read, number 42. Okay. I love this for you guys, actually. This is like very beautiful. I'm just gonna rearrange the cards here so that we can make sure we see everything. Okay, perfect. So, okay, can I just say here though that I love that both of these cards reduce down to 1. So one's maybe like something to look out for. Maybe you see 111 a lot, or 1111. But anyway, I love that we got these cards here because, again, literally I had said that you need to like clean your energy, protect your energy, make sure you're not giving too much of yourself away to anybody else at this time, because I feel like it's really important for you to protect your energy in order for you to heal. So I love that that card came up for us here. And then in terms of reading, I feel like we can learn a lot about healing and about ourselves when we read. For you, I'm really getting the message that it may be helpful for you to read like self-care books right now or self-help books. I'm getting the sense that, you know, that could be something very helpful for you. I love that sorry, my cat is like wanting all of the attention right now. So if you see her, that's why. But I feel like it's interesting because with the Read card, you know, we have like a cauldron here, we have like a shooting star, we have some herbs. Maybe you are going to get into like some witchy practices, or maybe you're going to read something about like grounding your energy, whatever it is. Even like healing your chakras can be really important, or helping like yourself realign your chakras after a breakup or a betrayal, just to like reground yourself. So whatever's kind of calling to you right now in terms of things that you want to learn more about or read about, definitely pursue those things. I feel like it's going to be different for every single one of you, but there may be certain things that maybe you've wanted to learn that you didn't take the time to because you were in this partnership and you dedicated a lot of your time to your partner. Whatever it is you're wanting to learn more about, I feel like this will help provide you with some self-care. And again, it could also be books about like healing, about psychology, about our subconscious mind and our psyche. You may even want to do like hypnotherapy or whatever is calling to you. I just feel like definitely find a book, read about it, learn as much as you can. I feel like learning is always therapeutic, especially when you have like a very active mind, which I feel like you do with all of the swords energy that we have here. I feel like you have a very active mind, and sometimes that helps keep our mind busy. Not always, but sometimes. And then for intuition, I really feel like this is kind of playing into the Eight of Wands here and the Knight of Swords. I'm feeling like with this card, it came out because there's going to be some events that are occurring within your life that you really are going to need to listen to yourself, and listen to like your desires. Sorry about that, pile number 1. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but my camera cut out. It cut out when I was like getting to the end of this part about reading. And I had already went ahead and laid out your other cards from the tea leaf. I think it's an oracle deck. Let me see. The tea leaf fortune cards, excuse me. So I had already went ahead and laid out those cards, but we're just going to go ahead and go over that now here. Essentially like what I had wrapped up about with reading that had showed up here from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle was just making sure that whatever you're feeling called to learn more about at this time, that you take the opportunity to do so. And I feel like for a lot of you, it will have to do with healing. It will have to do with confidence and, strength and kind of rebuilding yourself. And so, like I said, for a lot of you, I think self-care, self-help books will be very helpful for you, but not for everybody. So just make sure that you're really listening to yourself and what you're being called to learn more about at this time. So we'll go ahead and get into the tea leaf fortune cards that we received for you today as well. So we have Beetle, good fortune. We have Bull, and it says, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. And then we also have Casket, which is someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. And then we also have Carrot, which is opportunity or windfall. So I really like that Beetle and Carrot both came out here for you guys. I think that this is really tying into that Eight of Wands energy and that Knight of Swords energy about, an opportunity coming your way and presenting itself and just kind of going after it. I feel like for a lot of you, especially with these cards coming out, that is signifying like career moves, financial gains, abundance, things like that. And I really feel like Spirit is wanting you to know that this relationship, this situation really needed to come to an end for your betterment so that these opportunities could open up and present themselves to you. And so I feel like that's what I'm really getting with those cards, because they're both kind of about good fortune and abundance and opportunities. And I feel like nothing but good things are coming in your direction, pile number one. And I really love that for you, especially kind of after coming from this low point in your life. Then we also have, like I said, Bull and Casket. I feel like Casket is kind of just reaffirming this situation for us, that somebody that was really important to us has left our lives and the relationship, the situation has come to an end. And I really feel like for you, this is also representing that closure that's needed for you to move on. Whatever happened here, I feel like it was very finalizing, and you're able to move on with your life afterwards. And I know that it's difficult right now, but like I said, I am getting the overwhelming sense from Spirit that things are going to get better, and eventually you're going to be able to look back and be like, this all happened for a reason. This all really happened for my betterment, for, the universe was really looking out for me. And yeah, I really think that you will be able to see that eventually, but this I feel like is coming in because of this energy that we have here. And then also with the Bull, the do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. I feel like for some of you, you may be Tauruses or have strong Taurus placements. Right now, Taurus is in the North Node, and so some of you may be Taurus North Nodes even. But I feel like what this is, coming about for is in relationship to these cards. I feel like Spirit is saying that you're going to get through this, and it's okay that you are in this low point right now and that you feel defeated. But don't allow yourself to stay there too long. Don't allow yourself to sulk in that. Don't allow that to overcome you and break your spirit and break who you are and what you're meant to do in this lifetime and what your purpose is, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and leave the reading there. I'm hoping that this is actually recording right now, so we'll see in a minute. But I love you guys so much, pile number one. I hope that this reading resonated with you and that you found it helpful. And that you're able to take away some of these messages and apply them to your life. And if you enjoyed this reading, if you can please leave me a thumbs up, if you can leave me a comment down below letting me know that this resonated for you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings every week. I love you guys so much, and thank you for watching. Bye. All right, hello there, pile number 2. As a reminder, if you picked the lovely gold lighter with the hand kind of reaching out into the cosmos here, and if you picked that lighter, excuse me, I've said it like 85 times already this video, so if you're somebody that watches every single reading, my apologies, but Mercury is in retrograde, so I'm going to use that as my excuse all day long as to why my words are like all jumbled in my head. So if you chose this lighter, then this is your reading, pile number 2. You also had a card from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle that went along with it, so we'll take a look at that now. You got number 53, use your hands. So I actually really like this. You may be somebody that touch may be like your strongest sense, and it's actually funny because I brought this up in the last reading as well, but in human design, touch is actually my strongest sense. And so sometimes like being able to work with our hands, being able to like touch things and feel things can be very like healing and therapeutic for us and for other people. But yeah, I really get the sense that maybe right now you need to actually like create things with your hands, and that could be very healing for you. It's funny because when I was going through the process, and like, I mean, I constantly am going through the process of healing my inner child, that was exactly how I went about healing, was doing things that were more like physical touch based, and working with my hands more, like painting, drawing. I would have loved to take like a ceramics class because that's what it looks like she's doing in this picture. But yeah, just like being able to build things with your hands and use your hands, and that may be something that's very healing for you and helps you connect more with what you're creating. You could also be like a creator. You could be like an artist or something of some sort. I really get like hands-on artist, but you know, you could also be like a YouTube creator, or you could enjoy reading tarot or whatever it is. But yeah, I really get the sense that for you right now, it'll be important for you to do things with your hands, and that can kind of help you release energy that may be built up that you're needing to work on and heal. That'll be like a good way for you to practice self-care. So let's go ahead and get into your tarot cards for today. As you can see, I have them laid out here. You got the 5 of Pentacles, the Fool, the Magician, the 6 of Wands, the Sun, and the King of Wands. So you got 3 major arcana cards here. Can I just say too, like, when I was laying out the cards for your reading, this is probably like one of the most uplifting readings I feel like I've gotten for the collective in a while, for, you know, a group of you in a while. Because really the only like energy that we have here, which this was the very first card that came out for you, the 5 of Pentacles, this is really the only like negative energy we have here. The rest is like very positive energy, and we'll get into it. But starting off here with the 5 of Pentacles, I feel like some of you may still kind of be in this state, or you're coming out of it, but I feel like there may have been financial issues for some of you, and the 5 of Pentacles is very much so about you know, like trouble, difficulty with money, loss, especially when it's focused around finances. But for me, especially the way that this 5 of Pentacles is depicted in this card, so you can see here that this individual's got their like hand or their head in their lap, feel very defeated, very downtrodden, like just very, you can see that like the world is weighing on this person from this card. And you know, we have the 5 Pentacles here, and we have a lovely door here, and then we have a key, and like the key is right here to open this door to, you know, abundance and security and whatever else beyond it. And so I really get the sense that this 5 of Pentacles for you in particular is very much so mental. I'm not saying that you couldn't, like, that you didn't lose money or that you're not going through a difficult financial time, but a lot of the times the difficulties that we have are perceived difficulties. And what I mean by that is a lot of times, like, we'll work those things up in our head to be worse than they actually are and greater than they actually are. Because, as we can see with the card, we have the key to unlock our own success and unlock our own abundance right there. And sometimes it's hard for us to see that, though, when we're so down on ourselves and down on the way that life has been treating us, down on the hand that we're dealt, right? And I really feel like a lot of you have been struggling, or you've been perceiving that you've been struggling financially, and I want to let you know that that is going to end, okay? I feel like the last file as well was very much so about ebbs and flows of life. I feel like you're really coming out of this ebb and you're going to be going into your flow. You're going to be going into a high point. You've come out of your valley, your difficulty, and you're going to be going into like a higher point in your life. And, sometimes we need things like this to happen for us to better appreciate what we do have, right? Because again, I'm not saying that you didn't lose something. I'm not trying to like belittle your circumstances, but a lot of times, we're perceiving that we've lost everything when we haven't. Like, I get the sense that most of you still have a really good support system. You have people in your life that care for you and want to help you and want to be there for you and want to see you succeed. And what I'm getting at is that don't let this Five of Pentacles moment where you feel defeated overpower you, and don't let yourself stay here, because you have the key to access more abundance, and you have the key to access a better financial situation if that's what you're currently going through, okay? So don't worry that you're going to be stuck here forever, because you're not. All right, I feel like this is kind of you coming out of it. This is coming toward the end, and sometimes we do have to hit a big abrupt end for us to be able to open the next chapter. And truthfully, like, the rest of your reading is very beautiful. We have the Fool again, we have the Magician, the Six of Wands, the Sun, and the King of Wands. And I'm really getting a lot of fiery energy here. I feel like you are a fire sign. You're Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Sorry, again, brain is just not wanting to cooperate today. So I feel a lot of fiery energy, especially with the two wands here and the sun. But I want to say that I feel like you need to allow yourself to open this door so that then you can be free again. Allow yourself to explore and enjoy life and learn, because I feel like maybe we got here because we thought we knew exactly what we needed to do. Maybe you're somebody that's always played it safe, played it by the book, done everything you were supposed to. And I feel like I'm getting this overwhelming message from Spirit that this happened to teach you how to let go. Sometimes we just gotta let go, okay? We gotta let go of a situation that isn't serving us. We've got to let go of a career or a job or whatever that isn't serving us. And I feel like for some of you, you were let go. Unfortunately, it wasn't you making that decision, but it's something that needed to happen for you. And I feel like Spirit is wanting you to play and explore and reconnect to the fact that, like, you are the creator of your own reality. You have the ability to create whatever reality you want for yourself. You are not stuck in a mold. You're not stuck to, certain ideologies or certain ways of living. You can create whatever you want for yourself. And I feel like maybe you need to do some self-exploration as well to rediscover that part of yourself. I do feel like there's a part of you that wants to play, that wants to explore and wants to discover new things. And this is scary. Being in this situation is scary. I'm not gonna play it off like it's not. Feeling like you're in a state of lack, of financial loss is very, very scary. But I want you to know that it's gonna turn around, okay? Like, this is your end essentially, and here are your beginnings. And it's interesting because we're literally starting off with 0, the Fool, which is essentially like the cosmic egg, the baby. like starting over again and, you know, starting off on a good foot and being like bold and taking risks and, you know, being adventurous, but also like making sure that you're on solid ground when you do it. Don't let yourself walk over that cliff. Don't do anything overly extreme. Don't do anything without having some sense of caution and kind of looking out for yourself. And, you know, maybe that's why this Five of Pentacles moment had to happen for you as well, because again, maybe you were at a point where, you know, you kind of dove into something a little bit recklessly, and the Fool is popping up again to remind you, like, you know, we learned from that. We learned that we were a little reckless last time. Let's have a little bit of a plan, but let's have fun. Let's have fun and see where life takes us, okay? I love that about the Fool, that the Fool is very open to adventure and to change, and yeah, just let yourself kind of be free. And again, I feel like that will open you up to the Magician energy again, of realizing that you are the creator of your own life. And if you don't like the way things are going, you have the ability to change that. You have the ability to manifest whatever it is you're wanting to manifest. And I feel like once you realize this again, and once you tap back into this energy, only good things are going to come of it, okay? Like, we've got Six of Wands here. And the Six of Wands is all about victory and celebration and like you being recognized for your talents. And I feel like, I really do get the feeling that some of you are artists, that some of you are creators, in many senses of the words, especially with us getting, you know, the work with your hands or use your hands card here from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck. But yeah, I feel like you are going to be able to tap back into that creator energy as well, because again, the Magician is all about like the creator in general too, right? So you have the ability to create beauty and create the life that you want to for yourself. And once you tap back into this side of you, you're going to be recognized for your accomplishments. You're going to accomplish something huge, I feel like, something very big. And I feel like it's going to be something that's very like passion driven for you, something that's very like soul driven, even like something that really lights you up and lights up your soul, and you feel like is your purpose and your passion. And once you're able to focus more on that, like you will be victorious with whatever it is that you choose to do from here. With the Sun coming through too, literally, like, I love the way that this card is depicted, the energy of it. I mean, come on, like this is beautiful energy, just rejoicing and being grateful and happy and, you know, very content with your situation and with the way that things are, and, you know, allowing your inner child even to come out and play. And I really love the way that this is going for you, because I feel like these two really tie in well together, with you being recognized and being victorious and literally having your moment to shine in the sun. And then with the King of Wands here, so this honestly brings me back to the Five of Pentacles here. I really do think that maybe you were somebody that was trying to do everything all by yourself. You got burnt out, or you were somebody that, you know, didn't know how to ask for help, didn't have like a good proper like team behind you or support system behind you. And that's why we got to this point where we were of loss, maybe like financially, or you know, this insecurity kind of arose with us, and maybe we thought we were really good with money, turns out we're not. Maybe we thought we were really good at, you know, doing one thing, turns out we needed to do it another way. Like with the King of Wands coming out, I really feel like this journey is going to allow you to tap into like the ultimate confidence, right? And the thing about the King of Wands is he's not just about confidence, he's also about drive, but also about like delegation too. So the King of Wands has learned that he can't do everything by himself, and he knows, like, he's able to properly kind of like analyze other people's, you know, skills and abilities and ask them for help. And, you know, he realizes that an empire is not built by one person, and, you know, it takes a team, it takes a village, it takes other people there to support. But he's a fantastic leader. The King of Wands is probably the best leader in the tarot, in my opinion, because he is strong, he's level-headed, he is somebody that has like a great visionary idea and he knows how to implement it. And I feel like that is where we're getting here, right? Like this success and victory that you're going to get from whatever project or whatever it is you end up working on is going to garner you the confidence that you need moving forward and make you feel that you do know what you need to do and you do know how to call on people for help and you do know, like, you know, this is this person's strength, let's give them this job. This is this person's strength, let's give them this job. You know, people want to help you. I get the sense that people really want to help you and want to see you be successful. And, you know, it can even be like spirit wanting you to be successful. I feel like you're destined in this lifetime to be successful, to be in the limelight, to shine. And I really feel like that's coming through, especially with like these 3 cards, because they have very similar energy, especially with like the sun. And, you know, I just feel such like passionate, fiery energy. And I feel like you're somebody that is like normally very full of life. And so, you know, this will pass. This feeling of hopelessness and loss will pass and you will get to this point. And, you know, again, I think that unfortunately this had to happen to teach you a lesson, whether it be about, you know, making sure that you have proper plans, making sure you have proper help, making sure that, you know, you have proper backup plans in place, like whatever it may need to be. But yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful energy. It really, really is. When I saw this, I was like so happy for you. I just got this overwhelming sense of happiness. And I feel like the journey that you're going to embark on is going to be a very beautiful one for you. It's going to be very eye-opening for you, especially if you're somebody that doesn't realize your own strengths and your own powers and your own ability to manifest whatever it is you want, okay? So just, you know, stay focused on what it is you want. Get very detailed and very specific. That's what I'm looking for. Get very specific on like what it is that you're wanting to accomplish and go for it. And have some plans in place for yourself. Don't just like, you know, leap into the fire, but have some like plans in place. You know, they can be loose plans. Doesn't have to be anything specific. Doesn't have to be anything like crazy specific is what I mean. So it doesn't have to be like, I'm going to make $5,000 on January 28th of whatever, you know, like it doesn't have to be something like crazy, super specific. I think that we don't leave enough space sometimes for the universe to like come in and work its magic when we do that. But I do think it's important for you to have some like plans in place for yourself so that you're able to accomplish what you want and you don't end up back here, because you don't want to be here again. Like you don't want to be in this sense of lack or this state of lack again. Especially when you have the ability to progress here to the King of Wands, okay? So that's what I'm seeing for you guys in the tarot. Excuse me, let me take a drink of water here. I talk a lot and so my mouth just gets like super dry. But let's go ahead and get into the rest of your cards that we got for you from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck. We'll get into those as well now too. So we got for you Be Still, number 4. We got for you Connect with Your Womb, number 15. And we got for you Deep Breathing, number 19. Okay. So I feel like this is really just kind of reiterating what we already went into. I feel like Spirit is giving you some additional like messages of things that you can do currently to like provide yourself with care and to work on like, you know, healing this sense of like lack. And, you know, for you to really like trust in yourself again and trust in the universe, okay? We have the Be Still card, which really to me like speaks about meditation as well as deep breathing. And those two things really kind of go hand in hand. So it may be really important for you right now to start working on breath work and, you know, we manifest our own reality by being able to have a better grasp and control on our thoughts, right? I'm not somebody that believes that you need to be positive 100% of the time, but I do think that, you know, when these negative thoughts come up about ourselves, about our capabilities, we need to be able to challenge them. We need to be able to say, okay, why is this coming up? This isn't true. I don't know why I'm thinking this about myself. We need to be able to kind of stop those negative self-limiting beliefs in their tracks, okay? Especially if we're really trying to like manifest the life of our dreams and we're really trying to bring about this creator energy for ourselves, okay? So I think that meditation and deep breathing will be very important for you. They'll help you ground and reconnect to yourself and, you know, reconnect to your wisdom, like your inner wisdom, like your inner intuitive wisdom. And so I think that those will be really important for you in that sense. There are like so many great meditations actually available on YouTube that like help you with gratitude, help you with connecting to your higher self, connecting to your spirit guides, like all of those things. And I think that it would be beneficial for you to listen to some of those meditations. You may be somebody that can get into a good deep meditative state without those things, and if that's the case, absolutely do that as well. But you know, just give yourself time during the day to be still, to meditate, to focus on your breathing, to work with your hands. But also, you know, we got connect with your womb here. And I think this is so beautiful because it really goes along with like the magician card there. This card is really all about us connecting with like our creator energy. Whether that be like the womb of yourself, the womb of the universe, like reconnecting with that ability of ours to create, because that's what the womb does, right? It creates life, it creates something beautiful. And I really think that spirit is wanting you to reconnect with that energy. To me, it's also kind of about like that divine feminine energy. So I think that a lot of you may be needing to reconnect with that side of yourself and know that it's okay to be still and take time to heal yourself and connect with yourself. And I feel like connecting with your womb and taking the time to be still and meditate will allow you to get back into this magician energy, okay? So I really feel like spirit's coming through strong with you and or strong for you and presenting you with these beautiful messages. And, you know, look into human design, because I really do think that a lot of you may also, like, your strongest sense may be touch. And so it may be really important for you to do things with your hands and, you know, actually physically connect with things on a daily basis. I also have some additional cards for you that we received from Spirit, and they're from the Tea Leaf Fortune card deck. So we'll go ahead and go over those now too. So we have box, you will receive a gift. We have eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles. Okay. We have funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. And then we also have gavel, involvement with the law. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I think really pile number 2 that these 2 cards came out because of the 5 of Pentacles. I do feel like, again, kind of like what I was saying earlier, that this has been a very challenging time for you and may have presented you with frustrations and like this idea that maybe you're not capable of making money for yourself. Maybe you're not capable of, you know, working for yourself, running your own business, being an artist, like following your passions. And it's bullshit, okay? Like, it's not true. This is just a period of time. And like I said, I get the sense for a lot of you that the real lesson that you had to learn was that it's okay to rely on other people and ask other people for help and not expect to do everything all on your own all of the time, but to be like a better leader at delegating and recognizing other people's strengths, because that's who I believe like the King of Wands is and like what you're evolving to. And you kind of had to learn those lessons the hard way, unfortunately, by financial loss, because essentially I do think that you were overdoing it before. With gavel and involvement with the law, it's interesting because for some of you, maybe there was a court case that was happening that was tying up a lot of your financial means and access, and then without, like, maybe you'll get a fair reading on your end, and so, like, I mean, the judge will rule in your favor is essentially what I'm saying, and that will open you back up to being able to go along this path. But I'm going to be honest, for most of you, I feel like this card came out for the sense of like balance and like things like I talked about earlier, that like, you know, we all go through the peaks and the valleys, the ebbs and the flows, and I feel like this card came out to remind you that everything balances out, okay? Like everything in this world balances out. Nothing stays the same forever. You're not always going to be in a sense of like lack, in this state of like, you know, lack, emotional turmoil and things like that. Life has those natural ups and downs, and you know, sometimes we just have to like ride it out and ride the wave and understand that nothing is permanent, nothing will last forever. We will, you know, have our peaks after our valleys and vice versa. So that's why I feel like this card is actually coming out as a reminder of that, you know, this will pass. It will not be like this forever for you. And then with box and eagle, you know, I feel like the eagle is coming out to remind you that, this, again, like this Five of Pentacles situation won't last forever, and you're only going to come out of it more triumphant, and like you're only going to have learned and gained and grown from this situation. And you know, don't let yourself wallow here too long. Don't let yourself get wrapped up in this forever, because this won't be forever, okay? Again, life is all about ebbs and flows. And then with box, you will receive a gift. I feel like your gift is going to be this realization again that you are the ultimate creator of your life, and you have the ability to create whatever it is you want for yourself. And you know, I feel like this came out as well to highlight these last couple of cards with the Six of Wands there, the King of Wands, and the Sun. You know, life is trying to give you abundance. I feel like things were taken away from you at that point in time because you needed to learn something from it, but it's not permanent. I really feel like Spirit is trying to say that this financial loss is not a permanent situation. And again, sometimes we go through a little bit of loss for us to gain again. Like I'm not wording this the best, so my apologies, but like what I'm essentially trying to say is, it's okay that this happened. This happened for a reason, to teach you a lesson. It happened for a reason so that moving forward, you can do things differently and you won't have to go through this again. It's like learning from your mistakes, okay? Learning from the past. And, you know, the universe is providing you with that gift. Spirit is providing you with that gift. But I really do think that, you know, you have a lot of like material abundance coming your way, but also like knowledge. You're going to be gaining, you know, knowledge of like how to do things differently in the future, and knowledge about yourself that's very valuable, that will like help you. Once you tap into this energy, once you understand that anything is possible, you have the ability to create any reality you want for yourself. Once you really truly understand that, and you really truly believe it, that is your gift. Like that is one of the most beautiful gifts of life, is understanding that no one can take away from you that ability. That is your ability. No one else can take that away from you. No one else can control your life and can, you know, manifest things for you into your life the way that you can, okay? So I feel like this is coming out because, again, it's like unlocking. It's so funny too because like it's a box that's closed, like it's locked, and again, like we're opening this door here too, like to a different reality for ourselves. And I feel like that's what your gift is like understanding that everything happens for a reason. There's always, the ups and downs, ebbs and flows of life. And as long as you have faith in yourself, faith in the universe, faith in your abilities, you're always going to come out on top. You're always going to be fine, okay? So that's really all that I have for you guys today, pile number 2. I hope that you found this message to be insightful. I hope that it helped you in some way. If this message resonated with you, please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below to let me know that you resonated with this reading and that you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings every week. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello there, pile number 3 viewers. If you picked this lovely multicolored lighter, then this is your reading for today. I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance because this is the 3rd time that I'm trying to film this video. My animals are going insane in the background, but I really am I am losing daylight at this point. I cannot keep restarting for them. So I apologize if you hear a bunch of noise in the background. But anyways, I'm sure that you noticed that this card was actually turned over when you were picking this lighter, and so this is one of the cards that I received for you from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck, and you got number 8, chanting. Now I have never personally chanted before, but I know a lot of people that do yoga participate in this. When people are meditating, they will also participate in this. For me, this card is also calling you to really step back into your own power. For me, the way that this squiggly line is going down, it's illuminating the throat chakra. I know that this is probably meant to directly be coming out of her mouth, but for me, it's really highlighting the throat chakra. And so for some of you, I feel like maybe you need to speak up more for yourself, speak your mind. Maybe there have been times in your life where you haven't felt like you could speak up or stand up for yourself. And I feel like for some of you, Spirit is saying that that's what you need to do. And that is an act of self-care in and of itself, because sometimes when we don't speak up for ourselves and we don't argue our point, or not even argue, but we don't get our point across and we don't stand up for ourselves, that can be detrimental to our self-care, because then sometimes we end up doing things that we don't necessarily full-heartedly want to do. We're doing it to appease other people. So yeah, I think that this could be a very good practice for you. And this is something you can look up videos, because again, I'm not the most familiar on it, but this is something that you could look into a little bit more and incorporate into yoga practice or meditation or things like that. But regardless, I think that Spirit really wants you to get back in touch with your throat chakra. I feel like there's been kind of something, that's, currently going on, or maybe it's a lifelong pattern of yours that you, just don't speak up for yourself when you need to. So yeah, I also have more cards for you from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, but I wanted to just go over that one for now because that was the initial card that I had gotten for you. And I wanted to get into your tarot reading. So today you got the 8 of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, the 10 of Swords, the Moon, the World, and the Queen of Wands. And just initial instinct looking at these cards, I really feel like you've been going through the ringer lately. I also wanted to point out to you that the World was in reverse, and I don't shuffle reversals into this deck. It literally came out in reverse, and so it was just very interesting that it came out that way. And I want to get into why I think that may be for you. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about it. So with the 8 of Swords and the Moon coming out, I really feel like you have been both pulled recently, emotionally and mentally. The swords represent our mind, and for me, the 8 of Swords really represents our mind going out of control. And it's interesting because the card following the Eight of Swords is the Nine of Swords, which is all about like anxieties, our mind running wild, running amok, and keeping us up at night, right? And so I feel like you are literally on that path. Like there's been something on your mind lately, whether it be a decision you have to make or an issue with a person in your life that has just been taking up too much mental space. And I get the feeling that you are needing to make a decision about something, but you can't at this point in time, like, or you feel like you can't. I'm not going to say that you can't, but I feel like you feel like you can't. Sorry, that was like a mouthful. But I feel like you don't want to make a certain decision at this point in time, and you're like over rationalizing things. And I feel like what Spirit is calling you to do is to actually listen to your intuition a little bit more. I feel like you are letting yourself get too wrapped up in your mind, and especially with the moon coming out, I feel like you are letting subconscious thoughts run your life right now. And you know, this can also be with the moon, because the moon represents Pisces, so it can also be about you know, our subconscious thoughts, emotions. I love the way that the moon is illustrated in this deck, actually, because to me it looks like she's letting herself drown in her thoughts, drown in her emotions. And you know, the moon is also highlighting that darkness, that piece of us that, you know, maybe we don't allow other people to see all of the time, but that is always there because it's illuminating only a little bit of a path, only a little bit of the way, and we really do need to use our intuition a little bit more when this card comes out. And so that again is why I feel like Spirit is saying to you that you need to listen to that gut instinct that you have. Maybe for some of you, you know, you've been feeling like, this is just an example, perhaps there's something going on in your life currently where you really want one thing to be the case. You really want to be able to do one thing and take one path, but this other part of you knows that that isn't the path for you, or that isn't the decision that you need to make, and you need to make a different one. But perhaps the path that you really want to take has some emotion tied up into it. And so it's hard for you to separate that. And it's hard for you then to trust your gut, because that part of you, that inner knowing that knows, that intuition that knows what you need to do moving forward, is telling you, no, this is what you need to do. But you're like, oh, but I really want this. Like, I really, really want this. Can it please be this? And your intuition is like, no, it's this. Like, you have to do this. And I feel like Spirit is telling you, listen to that part of you that knows. Listen to that intuition, because it's not going to guide you incorrectly. We're like taught, and it's like banged into us from an early age. I guess banged isn't like the best word. It's hammered into us from an early age that we shouldn't trust our intuition, that we should only trust our logical mind. But our logical mind only knows what it knows, and our intuition is able to take more into account than what we're even able to like rationalize and like think through, if that makes sense. And I really do. I feel like you need to trust yourself a little bit more at this point in time. As far as the rest of the reading goes, I feel like that's kind of why the world is coming up in reverse. I feel like Spirit's almost saying, you're so close. Like, you're so close. You're right there, and you're going to have everything that you want, but you have to make this decision. And I don't know, perhaps there's a piece of you that doesn't feel like you're worthy of achieving this place of happiness and peace and joy. And maybe that's also why some of you are clinging on to this other path, this other option that really truthfully isn't good for you and isn't going to do anything for you. I also get the sense that some of you are very guarded, and maybe something happened recently with like a friend or a loved one, and you're not really like being vulnerable. I love the Queen of Swords. That's kind of what I'm getting at with this. I love the Queen of Swords. I think that she is so freaking cool, and she's really good at setting boundaries with other people. But on the reverse of that, she can also be somebody that's so disconnected and disheartened from her emotions that she is cold. And she doesn't let other people in because she's afraid of them hurting her. And so the boundaries are there not only because, you know, sometimes they need to be, but because she's afraid of other people hurting her. She's afraid of letting other people in and close in like her circle. And so I feel like some of you, you know, maybe something has happened recently where you don't feel like you can trust other people, and perhaps for some of you don't feel like you can trust yourself. Sorry, I'm like, sorry. I feel like for some of you as well, this Queen of Swords may be coming up because of the decision that you're needing to make. And maybe some of you need to make a very difficult decision to set boundaries with somebody that you never have before, maybe a very close family member or friend, and unfortunately you have to cut them out of your life at this time. But for the vast majority of you, I'm feeling like you are very caged and closed off at this point in time. Now with the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Queen of Wands coming up, so the Ten of Swords to me is very much so like Death card energy, but it's like the rebirth portion of the Death card. So I feel like something is coming to an end for you, and you know, hopefully for most of you it's this indecision that you're facing, and perhaps that's also why some of you kind of feel like you can't make a decision, or you don't want to make a decision because you know something is going to have to come to an end. But I'm really seeing that here with the Ten of Swords, that, you know, something is ending and something else is beginning for you. And, you know, I just want to say, because I'm getting this message, that for some of you, you may be very scared of change. You may be very scared of setting boundaries with people and having to like move forward from relationships. You may be very scared of trusting your intuition because you're worried that you may be wrong. But again, like, you're never going to be wrong if you're truly listening to yourself and what you want. And I really feel like you need to let it go. You need to let go of, you know, this path that you know, or this decision that you know isn't good for you, this person that you know isn't good for you. And that is going to be how you move forward, and you start a new chapter, and you are able then to get to your world upright, essentially, because I do feel like there's something that's blocking you, and that's why this is coming up in reversal. And for everyone, it can be different. I don't feel personally that the world in reverse is a negative card. I feel like it is the universe saying, like, you're literally this close. You just have to like do this other thing, and you'll have that peace and happiness, and like literally like that feeling of floating and dancing, and like, you know, being joyous and aligned with life. And I do, for some of you, I feel like maybe you need to let someone go. Maybe you need to let like an issue that you've had with somebody go. Perhaps there were finances involved with this person. When the Six of Pentacles comes up in the upright position, I don't ever feel like it's somebody has more power or control over the other. Perhaps you guys were like business partners. But also perhaps there was a point in time when that equity stopped. I do feel like you need to also kind of restore some inner balance, some peace and some harmony in your life. I do feel like this card is coming up so that you know that at this point in time, you do need to focus on balance. And so for some of you, you know, depending on whatever decision it is that you're needing to make, excuse me, perhaps the decision that you are needing to make is going to help you better align and help you better be balanced, especially if it has to do with like cutting out somebody from your life, or, you know, even reconciling with somebody. Perhaps there's kind of like some resentment that you were holding on to with like an argument or disagreement with another person. And I think that this card is coming out to show you that this relationship can be equitable again. You know, if it was like a disagreement. And then for others, I feel like it's coming out because you need to cut ties with someone in your life. You need to set firmer boundaries with someone, and then that will allow you to be in better balance, if that makes sense. Because I feel like there was this period, and there may even still be, of like disharmony. And also, like, you know, this could be showing that there is that disharmony within yourself, right? Because you are being pulled in two different directions, and you need to realign, you need to rebalance and refocus. I love that the Queen of Wands is coming out here, and this was like our last card. It makes the reading feel a little less heavy. With the Queen of Wands here, I really feel like the Queen of Wands could be you, but I feel like for most of you, the Queen of Wands is someone else or other people. And I feel like right now, maybe you need some support. Maybe you need, some people need to like talk things out with other people to kind of like reaffirm things that they already know. And so for some of you, I feel like you kind of need like a cheerleader. You need someone to hype you up. You need somebody that'll be in your corner. And the Queen of Wands is very much that kind of person in my eyes. She is the kind of person that knows what it feels like to not have people support her, and she will be there to support you, and she wants to see you succeed and be successful. She wants to see you get to your world upright card. She wants you to be happy and joyous, and she wants you to make decisions that are best suited for yourself. You know, could also be calling you to like spend more time with animals, maybe create more. Maybe some of you have also like kind of hit a roadblock, and maybe that's why we're here for some of you, because it could be this indecision, but it could also be like a creative roadblock for some of you, because the Queen of Wands to me is very much so about like creative, alchemized energy. She's also like very in touch with, whenever the Queen of Wands is displayed, she's displayed with like a black cat. She's very much in touch with animals and with nature, and, you know, literally like cats and animals feel comfortable within her presence. And I think it has to do with like this joyous, harmonious energy, especially with cats, because cats literally are drawn to like your vibe and your energy. So let's go ahead. I just want to like look at your additional oracle cards and get any more messages that I'm not directly seeing from the cards. So we'll go ahead and look at the rest of the Sacred Self-Care Oracle cards that we received for you. Oh, cool. So you got Dance, which is number 18. You got Spend Time with Animals, which is number 48. You also got Plan a Vacation, which is number 39. And then you got 27, Hydrate. Okay, very cool, very cool. Funny how literally just said that maybe you need to spend some time in nature and spend some time with animals. And I think that really connects here with the Queen of Wands card and energy. You know, literally like something that I picture in my mind with the world is somebody that's like super like joyous and overflowing with like happy energy, that they just have to like dance and like be happy and be excited. Even if you don't think of yourself as like a grade A dancer, that's totally fine. You don't have to be. Sometimes like the movement itself can really help relieve any negative like emotions or energy that we've had built up. And I really do like think that it can be healing and therapeutic in the sense of like helping us reconnect with ourselves and our body, And, you know, maybe that's also why the Six of Pentacles has come out here for you, because maybe some of you really need to reconnect with your body and reconnect with yourself. And, you know, maybe that's why we're having so much difficulty with listening to our intuition, because we don't trust ourselves. And so I feel like the dance may be coming out so that you can better reconnect with yourself and reconnect with your body, especially with something like hydrate coming out too. Girl, you need to drink your water, okay? Girl, boy, whoever it is listening, you need to drink your water. You need to take care of yourself. You need to like nurture your vessel. And you know, human beings are made of what, 97% water. Like, you need to drink water, you need to hydrate yourself, you need to properly fuel. Don't neglect yourself just because you are at a point where things are stressful and difficult. When we neglect ourselves, we don't hydrate, we don't properly fuel ourselves, it just makes this whole situation worse. That's coming from somebody that has done that plenty of times, so I know. But yeah, take care of yourself. And then plan a vacation. I really like that for you. I really love how, like, in the card, in the artistry here on the card, that she has like her third eye open. For some of you, maybe you need to detach from the current situation and you need to like take a vacation and take a break. Again, like sometimes when we're so overstimulated and overwhelmed by our environment, by whatever else is going on, it can be difficult for us to like truly listen and connect to that inner knowing, to that intuition. And so really sometimes like taking a vacation, even if it's like a small one, even if you don't actually like get on a plane and go anywhere, like even if you go a couple hours away from where you live and you like get an Airbnb and you just go somewhere else for a couple of days, change of scenery, can be very helpful for us to, you know, separate ourselves from the situation, from the decision we need to make, and then come back refreshed and like have a new perspective on things. Because again, I feel like you're really letting like the mental energy of it all take you over. And I think that, you know, you going on vacation and doing something for yourself could be very helpful. And like spend time with animals, get out in nature. You know, maybe if, I don't know where you live, but if you live, you know, somewhere where you can go to a body of water, hydrate, where you can go to a body of water, or you can, you know, go on a hike, or just like be outdoors and reconnect with nature, reconnect with yourself. I feel like that'll kind of help you trust yourself a little bit more. So I also have some cards from the Tea Leaf Fortune card set. So we'll go ahead and look at those for you now too, what we received for you. So we got Dog Far Away, a distant friend is thinking of you. We got Dogs, again, interesting, getting together with friends. We got Gong, an exciting event. Oops. And then finally we have Wall, misunderstanding. Very interesting. Like I said, I feel like maybe for some of you, so first off, I want to like touch on getting together with friends. I think that would be very helpful for you. And maybe that's why we got this and our Queen of Wands coming out here. You know, some of you maybe need to reconnect to your friendships, to the people that you're closest to, and just like have some fun and enjoy spending time with people that love you and care for you and only want the best for you. And, you know, again, maybe you're somebody that needs to kind of bounce ideas off of other people, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we need other people to tell us things to reaffirm what we already know, and that may be the case for you. With the Dog Far Away, the distant friend is thinking of you, and the misunderstanding, I get the sense that for some of you, maybe this inner turmoil that's been going on has had to do with a friendship. Maybe there was a misunderstanding or a fallout, and perhaps you are kind of stuck between like maybe your ego is saying don't contact this person, but like your gut and your intuition is saying no, do, like we want this person back on our lives, like we want them to be able to explain their side of the situation, you know, whatever it is. Or perhaps, you know, the misunderstanding is even between yourself like you and your inner thoughts. And maybe you need to get in contact with a distant friend, somebody that maybe lives a distance from you, but that you're very close to and that you trust, to like talk things out with. And then with Gong, an exciting event coming out, I feel like that is probably related to, you know, everything that'll happen for you after you make the decision. I do feel like you know what decision you need to make for yourself. I can't tell you, but I can't tell you what it is because, you know, this is a general reading. But I think that you know what it is. And once you make this decision for yourself, I really feel like, you know, beautiful things are going to happen for you. I feel like you're going to get out of your own way and the world will no longer be upside down for you. It'll be turned in the upright position and you'll be in this, you know, synchronistic place in your life. You know, it's that completion of whatever it is you've been working on. And, you know, again, also ties into this completion and this new beginning that we may be experiencing with the Ten of Wands. Also, you know, could be related to traveling too. Maybe something exciting will happen for you if you do, you know, take a little mini vacation, take a breather, get away from your current situation. Yeah, I think that really, like, at this point in time, overall with the reading today, Spirit wants you to trust yourself. Spirit wants you to literally speak up for yourself, trust yourself, listen to that inner knowing, listen to your gut. And I don't know everybody's situation, but if there was like a misunderstanding or a small falling out between a good friend of yours and you or family member and you're wanting to reconnect with that person, I really feel like Spirit is telling you to make that first move and reconnect. Or at least try and like hear the other person out and their perspective and what they have to say. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there today, leave the reading there. Thank you so much for joining me, pile number 3. I feel like I was kind of all over the place today. My apologies. I really, again, Mercury's in retrograde. I'm going to continue blaming Mercury for my mind being all over the place. And I had to restart like twice because of my animals. So I'm sorry. I hope that I was still able to provide you with some clarity, you know, something to help you better like understand how to care for yourself in this time. And, you know, I really feel like you need to kind of reconnect with yourself in order to make these decisions, and know that you can trust yourself in making decisions. Anyway, pile number 3, I'm gonna get off before I continue to ramble. Thank you so much for joining me today for today's reading, and spending this divine time with me. I really enjoy being able to do these pick a card readings, and I really hope that you got something out of it. If you did, please leave me a comment below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please follow me, subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings every week, and thank you so much, pile number 3. I hope to see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.